Hello YouTube, I'm David with the David West channel. Well, everything out here is soaking wet from a couple of days of rain, and I wanted to practice some bow drill today. As I've shown you many times over the years, if I want to make up a set and everything's wet, I always have some lumber on hand. Let's go ahead and cut off a 3/4 inch strip on this side where it's good and clear, no knots. Ripping a piece of wood takes a lot longer than cutting across the grain, so bear with me. That's about 10 inches, and we'll do another 6 inches for the fireboard. Corona razor tooth saw. It cuts on the pull. There's the factory side and the cut side. And no, it didn't come out completely true, but it's still going to make the right diameter spindle that I'm looking for. Not going to be a lot of work on this fireboard. I will take some of this thickness out. I like a thinner fireboard than most people use. The rule of thumb is usually the diameter of the spindle is how thick the fireboard should be, but I actually like it thinner than that. All right, that's about a 1/2 inch. And the fireboard is ready for a burn-in. All right, we'll go from this square shape to round now. And I ended up with about 9 inches. When you decide which end is which, I like to use the hardest end, if there's some way that I can tell that by maybe a knot or something up here, for the bearing block end. Since this is a smaller diameter, I think I'm going to make this the bearing block end, and this one the hot end. When you come down about 1.5 inches and bring it to a point before you're done with this bearing block end, you'll want that point to be on center line, and then turn it 90 degrees and the point to still be on center line. And I've shown you the hot end a dozen times. You're going to come down here 1/4 inch, do facets all the way around, come up 1/8 inch, facets all the way around, come up 1/16 inch, facets all the way around. And that gives the perfect shape for that hot end. Doesn't have to be a perfect cylinder. All right. Let's get our wool blend blanket out and get down on the ground, and we'll go ahead and see if we can produce with this. Better process up the tinder bundle. All right, a spindle made out of a 2x6, the fireboard also, and the shavings in the stove. I've got a pine needles tinder bundle and Fatwood bearing block, and just trying to prove to you, if you're anxious to practice your bow drill skills, it's perfectly all right to go ahead and use some scrap lumber. That is a light and fluffy ember, which is typical of pine. This doesn't need as long to coalesce as your harder woods. Big wet footprint right here. Wore a lot of the point off of the end of that spindle because this wood is so soft. But it worked out great. All right, y'all, do me a favor. Before you leave my channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and in that drop-down list, select all. And do give the video a like. I appreciate you joining me on this one. We'll catch you on the next one. A lot of moisture out here today, a lot of humidity from 3 days of rain we just had. That's why the slow ignition. I imagine it'll take a while for this to take off too. That's all right, we're not in a hurry. We'll catch you on the next one.